Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for the delay. We had a little bit of technical difficulties and a possible fire alarm going off, so I think we're good now. Um, my name is Kara Hart, and I represent the state of Connecticut on the board of the Association of Educational Purchasing Agencies, better known as AEPA. AEPA is a national purchasing cooperative made up of representatives from educational service agencies in 31 states, serving as the board of AEPA. Together, we conduct national bids on behalf of our members and extend those competitively awarded contracts to schools, municipalities, and nonprofits in all 50 states. By working together, we alleviate the burden of our customers having to go out to bid themselves. Our collective purchasing power allows us to secure significant savings through volume-based purchasing. AEPA currently has close to 80 awarded vendor partners across 30 categories, including turf, tracks, and courts, instructional school supplies, maintenance and custodial products, cybersecurity solutions, and much more. And every year we add additional categories. Our monthly webinar series is designed to provide timely, informative content to our customers while also increasing awareness of AEPA and the high-quality solutions offered by our vendor partners. In today's session, you will hear from Chris Tomilewski with IKEO LED Lighting, who will talk to us about understanding the best LED lighting upgrades for your athletic facilities. We'll leave time for questions at the end, so please feel free to submit your questions via the chat at any time. This session is also being recorded for those who may want to revisit it later or share it with a colleague. So now I'll hand it over to you, Chris.
Thank you so much. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name's Chris Tomalewski. I do appreciate you taking your time to attend the session. Today, we're going to into discussing how smarter lighting solutions are ultimately transforming public campuses and the athletic facilities across the country. We'll go through a couple slides that will discuss the challenges that schools, public entities are facing when it comes to lighting infrastructure, why many lighting upgrades fail to deliver what the expected results are, and how districts are currently modernizing their facilities in a way that improves safety, reduces operational costs, and enhances pretty much the experience for both students and the surrounding community. I do have slides in here where we're going to briefly touch on the AEPA framework and how it helps you, district, streamline the procurement process, pretty much how it avoids the lengthy RFP process, and how we can help implement projects faster while ultimately maintaining full compliance, also with federal purchasing requirements. By the end of today's session, I'll try to keep it, 30 minutes to 40 minutes long so we can answer some questions. And I do have some questions already ready, frequently asked questions ready. But by the end of today's session, you should have a clear understanding of what modern lighting systems can deliver and ultimately how to approach the upgrade strategically. Before we dive in, just want to quickly give you a quick background introduction. My name is Chris Tomilewski. I work for IKEO, IKIO, LED Lighting. We focus on K through 12 cities, local governments, municipalities, townships, counties, recs, and parks on your lighting solutions and athletic facility lighting projects. Over the past several years, I've worked closely with school districts, municipalities, and large facility operators all throughout the country to help design and implement energy lighting efficient systems. Much of the focus has really been to help the public institutions upgrade their infrastructure while ultimately balancing tight budgets, operational requirements, and ultimately compliance standards. One of the areas that I specialize in is the athletic lighting and campus lighting modernization. That's why I'm giving you this webinar today. So these projects they require careful balance between performance, safety, and ultimately long-term operational cost reduction. Before I jump right into the key challenges for the K through 12, IKEO, LED lighting, we are a global manufacturer and a technology company. We focus energy efficiency lighting systems. Our organization designs and produces a wide range of commercial and industrial lighting solutions, and those include indoor lighting, street lighting, sports lighting, and large-scale infrastructure lighting or multi-campus or national rollouts. Our mission is pretty simple. It's to deliver high performance lighting solutions that ultimately reduce energy consumption, lower the operational costs, and improve safety and visibility across facilities. We operate advanced manufacturing facilities, and we have engineering teams and centers that allow us to design these lighting systems specifically for environments like athletic stadiums, industrial sites, and large campuses. Um, in the public sector, our focus really has been helping districts to modernize aging lighting infrastructure, particularly the athletic lighting systems that often date back decades. Some of the systems are 20, 30, 40 plus years old. All right, so I'll jump right into what are some of the key challenges. And please excuse if I mention just K through 12. This concerns like all public entities, like I had mentioned earlier, parks, recs, public entities, townships, cities, local governments. But I know we typically have a large group of K through 12 on here. So this slide deck was ultimately made for K through 12, but it applies to everything that I had mentioned earlier. So let's start by discussing the major challenges that school districts face when it comes to these lighting systems. So across the country, these are the four categories that we see. The very first one is budget and procurement limitations. Schools, public entities, they often operate under constrained capital budgets. Usually means infrastructure upgrades are very last portion of a facility to be upgraded, and that one typically falls into athletic lighting. The second challenge that we see is the design and on-field performance. Many existing lighting systems simply just were not engineered with modern performance standards in mind. And again, I mentioned, some of the ones that we've upgraded are luckily have only been there for about 20 years, but we have upgraded ones that have been in place 60 plus years. The third challenge is reliability and safety. Athletic lighting systems, they're exposed to harsh environmental conditions and ultimately poor system design, just depending if it was just a plug and play design, really does lead to frequent failures. And then finally, what we see is operations and maintenance challenges where the lighting infrastructure requires expensive servicing and just constant troubleshooting. So really understanding these challenges will be one of the most important on how you or how who's on the call is able to shape the district's approach to modernizing these type of projects. So I'll go through all four of those that we just discussed. Each of them will have a slide, and then we'll get into the products that we offer and how do we go about those solutions. And I just like to put this first because it gives you a better understanding, or if you're in one of these categories, it helps start to navigate the process. So really one of the biggest obstacles for districts is that they face is funding. Lighting upgrades often compete with academic priorities, building repairs, deferred maintenance, HVAC improvements, and obviously technology investments. And because of that, again, lighting projects frequently get postponed. Another issue is the complexity of traditional procurement process. The formal RFP process takes months to complete, and they usually require significant administrative effort, which is typically already stretched throughout the facilities teams. Unfortunately, this often leads to the districts they prioritize to the lowest bid instead of the best term solution. And when that happens, schools may end up installing low quality fixtures that will fail prematurely, or they deliver on not the expected performance that was required for that class or level of play. There's also an increasing concern around compliance requirements such as Buy America, BAA, BABA, BABA regulations, which a lot of times they create additional uncertainty for procurement teams. These factors together often delay projects and I would otherwise really help with delivering substantial long-term savings. So one of the here's where we really get into I would say IKEO and our competitors is the design quality. It really plays a huge role in the success of the athletic lighting systems. Again, this is not where you're just putting a one for one or just a regular light up to change out a light inside of a building. Poor uniformity across the field, it creates visibility problems for athletes and officials. Uneven lighting also affects depth perception, which can ultimately impact player safety. Glare is another major issue. When fixtures are poorly aimed or optics are poorly designed, players and spectators, they both may experience excessive glare that reduces visibility and ultimately even comfort. And I personally have been to concerts in other arenas where the lighting is not directed correctly or it's the wrong type of optic and has made it super uncomfortable even for me and my family. And, we've had to change seats often. Another challenge is the light spill. Or even sky glow. So for dark sky, many communities they get excessive light spill, which always leads to complaints from nearby residents, and it also does restrictions on nighttime usage of the fields. Um, I would say perhaps probably one of the most overlooked issue in the absence of proper photometric design. So that's like your lighting layout, having an engineer design the lighting and how the design performs on your field. That's probably one of the most overlooked things. Many facilities, they install lighting systems without verifying the appropriate class or play of illumination standards or IES standards, which typically results in they either overbuild the system or they install something that fails to meet the performance requirements for that level of play. Ultimately, both scenarios, they create long-term problems. Reliability, safety, and resilience. Reliability is another critical factor. Outdoor lighting systems, they operate in extremely demanding conditions. Lighting storms, wind loads, temperature swings, dust, and moisture, all of that affect the performance of the system. If fixtures lack, proper surge protection, a single lightning event can damage multiple lightning poles. Um, wind loadage, the EPA ratings. The wind loading is another important engineering consideration. For the larger stadiums, typically, if they have fixtures that are mounted at heights of like 80 to 120 feet, it can create significant structural stress on those existing poles. Improper enclosure ratings can allow moisture to enter the fixture housing. It leads to corrosion and ultimately electrical failure. In addition, I would say many facilities they lack formal lighting safety procedures for shutting down lighting systems during major storms as well. So all of these issues highlight why lighting systems they must be engineered specifically for uh, outdoor sports stadium applications. Operations and maintenance, and I'm sure I have a mix of groups or individuals on here, ranging from facilities directors to superintendents. So maintenance challenges, they're often underestimating when lighting systems are installed. Many traditional stadium lighting systems, they require boom lifts to serve as drivers, internal components that are located all the way at the top of the pole. And again, some of these are reaching 80 to 120 feet. That means every event ultimately involves like scheduling equipment, scheduling labor, making sure that there's field access. And many of the older systems, they are really operating without even control systems. A lot of times the lights are running at full power all night, even when partial lighting could be sufficient. So, another issue that we see in the field on the operations and maintenance is a mixed product ecosystem. So we're seeing mixed products up there. It's not the same lighting, it's not consistent. So facilities, they may install fixtures from different manufacturers over time, creating spare parts and confusion and also warranty issues. So that's what we see a lot with the on this operations and maintenance. Finally, there's always going to be staff turnover, which can create operational gaps. And without the proper documentation or training, typically new facilities personnel they could struggle to operate complex systems effectively, and hence why a lot of the K through 12 or school districts are going from complex controls in the classrooms to more of a simplified one. But ultimately, we create SOPs or standard operating procedures for the operations and maintenance personnel out there, so they'll know a step-by-step process of what to do in case of. I know we have I just like to put this slide in there, this since the slide will also be pushed out, and it just gives um, a reminder of how AEPA simplifies the procurement. This is where AEPA comes extremely valuable. The AEPA, the contracts pretty much eliminate the need for a lengthy RFP process. That's number one. The contracts are already competitively awarded. They're fully compliant. So are we with the state and federal purchasing regulations. That means you or the districts, you guys can move forward from project approval to implementation much faster. AEPA also provides pre-negotiated pricing. That's across the board. It doesn't matter the size of your project, even if you have 20 stadium lights or athletic lighting portions that need to be filled all the way up to mega complexes. Most importantly, though, AEPA enables schools to work with trusted vendors like IKEA while still meeting all the compliance requirements. And I'll just kind of like briefly kind of give you an idea of why do the schools or public entities and all the other entities that I had mentioned, why they choose and trust IKEA. Obviously, through the AEPA partnership. IKEA, we have been recognized as an approved vendor delivering very high performance lighting solutions, specifically designed for K through 12, higher education, NCAA, recs and parks, and various other types of environments that may need this type of lighting. Districts also choose IKEA because we offer a full turnkey approach that covers literally every stage of the project, from the beginning evaluation stages to design, all the way to installation and even commissioning of the controls and product into the project. So how does that look like? How does that full turnkey solution? So it's actually fairly simple, put on the screen. Um, but we do follow a four-step process. So first, we will conduct a detailed site assessment to understand pretty much the existing conditions and what the project goals are. Next, we'll create a strategic proposal that includes photometric designs, fixture recommendations, and we'll also put together what that project timeline will look like for you. Third, our products undergo quality verification before shipment. So we test our products 100% before they're even shipped out. And that even is in the combination of the controls with the product and the fixtures. Finally, the installation and commissioning, they're completed by trained professionals to ensure that the system actually performs as it's supposed to, as it was designed to. So ultimately, this structure helps eliminate any surprises during installation, and it ensures consistent performance. All right, um, So, IKEA, we offer a complete portfolio of APA approved lighting solutions that are designed, like I'd mentioned, for public entities, educational, and all levels of athletic environments. These systems combine high efficiency products, advanced optics, and durable construction. So that's to help deliver consistent performance across a wide range of facilities. Give me one second. I know I talk a lot, so I'm just trying to drink a little water. So we do offer several different solutions. One solution where the entity could purchase just product only. And then another one that we do is we do offer a complete system design and installation. So modern athletic lighting systems, they involve a lot more than just installing new fixtures. A complete system, it will include structural components, driver enclosures, mounting hardware, and precision optical design, and all of that goes together. So the goal is to really create a uniform lighting across the field while we're max or minimizing the amount of glare and light spill. So the proper system is designed with considerations for wind loading on poles and electrical surge protection. And all of these elements, they ultimately they work together to ensure reliable long-term performance on this. So we have a couple different options on how to bring the system together with controls. The first one I'll just quickly touch base is it's a modern lighting system that is wireless. It's a wireless control network. So these systems they allow facility managers pretty much control the lighting schedules. They can adjust the brightness levels. They can monitor system performance remotely, which ultimately this reduces energy consumption and simplifies the operational management, especially when it can be done anywhere in the world. So you can have someone in Europe or Egypt or wherever you want them, and they can control their sports or athletic fields anywhere in the world. DMX lighting technology, it just adds another layer of flexibility. It allows stadium operators to create programmable lighting scenes. They're able to adjust the brightness and color in real time. They can also enhance game day experience for fans. This technology, it's widely used in a lot of professional stadiums, sports venues, and really is increasingly being adopted by school districts as well. And I'll show several of the examples in the next few slides. And I would also like to mention the wireless controls can do just about all of the same as DMX technology as well. And that's why a lot of the schools and public entities are also adopting the wireless ones. So just to go over a range of the AEP approved products, Um, we do have product specifications. This one's just very brief on the next few slides, but our GlareX Stadium Flood, it's designed for high performance stadium environments where minimizing glare is critical. Our Dynamo 4 Pro, it delivers high lumen output for larger venues and athletic complexes. And both that first one and this second one, they're very versatile. Whether you need the products mounted at the top of the pole or if you need drivers mounted down at the base of the pole or wherever else, all these products are very flexible and can do that. I have the Luminex on the screen now. This system, it provides flexible output. We often use this one for practice fields and community sports areas or parks and recs. We also use the other ones, but the other two are, I would say, the higher end product offering. Um, Regardless, each of these systems, they're engineered with durability, efficiency, and long-term reliability in mind. These all come with a standard 10-year warranty, and we can give up to 20 to 25-year warranties on these systems as well. Just to kind of go over some of the projects I like to highlight, they really illustrate how the systems are performed in real world environments. So the first project that I have up right here, it's at Alabama A&M University. It's the Lewis Crews Stadium. And for this lighting system, it was upgraded to deliver NCAA grade illumination while significantly reducing energy consumption. And this will have, what the energy savings were per year, kilowatt per year, annual, how many fixtures. we commissioned and kind of details on what the challenge and what the resolution was. At Bolton High School in Tennessee, we actually did multiple athletic fields. They were upgraded with tailored optical designs to improve visibility and control the glare. So this was a really important one to ensure that there was not light spill, and that we are also meeting some of the dark sky compliance that that area was requesting from IKEO. And again, this will show how many fixtures were commissioned, the annual savings, the annual energy savings, and kind of, and then also the improved light levels. Searcy School District. This one was done in Arkansas. We implemented stadium lighting upgrades across the football, the baseball fields, also softball fields, which resulted in improved lighting performance and substantial energy savings. We improved the lighting levels over 66%. As you can see, the annual cost savings, how many fixtures we commissioned. This one was also on our wireless RGBW controls. Um, so pretty much the school we've put together, kind of what they were looking for and how they wanted the lighting to operate. This, what you're seeing here is just drone footage of the initial install. After that, we went back and we provide commissioning support throughout the life of um, the warranty in the project, so that if the client or the entity wants to change what they want the lighting to do, we are available to help with that and provide that support. Bartersville Independent School District. Um, Ultimately, they had very high wattage that were killing or eating up their or driving up their monthly energy costs. So we gave them some of the most light efficient products that we could provide them. And in a lot of the areas, we helped them reduce energy consumption by 80%. The overall average was 68%, but that is a very high level of energy savings and improved lighting levels. Abilene School District, this is probably one of the larger athletic venues or areas that we have done. This was reaching close to 3,000 stadium lights with an overall project fixtures commissioned over 16,000, but this was to include interior, exterior, and a combination of all the athletic fields. So, just kind of to give you guys a closing statement, the modern lighting systems, they do represent one of the most impactful infrastructure upgrades a district can make. They improve the safety, they reduce energy consumption, they enhance really the experience for the athletes and spectators. And the real important one, they really do reduce maintenance costs. Through the AEPA contract, districts like you can implement these upgrades faster, with greater confidence. And I just wanted to say thank you again for joining today's session. I'll be happy to answer any questions. If there are no questions, I have put a list of common questions together to, if somebody does not know maybe the right questions to ask.
Yep, we did have some questions come through, Chris. So the first one is, how affordable is this and what is the normal turnaround time?
I am trying to get back on my video. So, we do cater a solution. We create a solution per the entity's needs. Um, we can provide everything from a super budget friendly couple year return on investment all the way to your Texas stadiums that have the budget of 100 million for a high school stadium. So we have a solution to meet what your current goal is. We take each stadium case by case. There is no just plug and play solution. There should not be a plug and play solution. I think this is where um, people tend to think that there's a cookie cutter way for athletic lighting. There is not. I would have to get with you offline and kind of evaluate first the facility and what your needs and goals are, and we would have to go from there. But if I can say we are the very most competitive price lighting system that is available currently on the market.
Can existing poles be used?
Yes, we do want to evaluate the poles first because there are facilities that still have wooden poles that the woodpeckers and termites have destroyed the pole. And the lighting system up there is probably not even safe at the moment. But the majority of the time, I would say about 90% of the time, we can use the existing poles. And then the product or even cross arms combination of our LED lighting product driver cross arms will ensure that it meets the wind ratings necessary for that pole.
Is there any obligation if someone wants a quote on what their project might cost?
Um, you can reach out to us directly. An application's not necessary. Again, if you would like just a two-page document that has questions to get a better understanding, I do have probably about 50 questions that I could get a very close idea of exactly what that project is going to need and what it's going to cost.
Um, can the lighting system be dimmed or scheduled?
Yes, yes, it can. And there we have 3 to 4 different type of solutions for that, and those involve both wireless and wired control solutions.
What happens if a driver fails?
No, good question. We IKEA, we do a no warranty, no questions asked warranty. We'll get it taken care of. And to be very honest, depending on who the installation or contractor is, if we're doing a full turnkey, we will warranty the labor as well. If not, we give a 1 year labor warranty with our contractors. And as I had mentioned, all this product comes with a standard 10-year warranty. And we can also provide or offer 20 to 25-year warranties as well.
How long do these LED sports lights last, approximately?
Yeah, so there are several different tests. We give the warranty based off the life of the driver. So based off the life of the driver, we have drivers that are warranted under 100,000 years, drivers that are warranted 120,000 years, and drivers that are warranted 150,000 years. The LED light or chip or diode itself can run over 300 plus thousand hours. Again, we're giving there are a lot of factors to put into consideration, and I would say the weather conditions are usually the biggest one. So, again will be based off of our standard 10-year warranty, and then we, like I had mentioned, we do have other warranties to increase that.
Um, how long does a typical stadium lighting project take? Say if you're do like a whole stadium.
So, no, great question, and I can put together a timeline on that. So, from initial assessment, and if we have product in stock, we can turn around a stadium project in a month. But if we are discussing boots on ground, the project has already been approved, it's already scheduled for installation, 1 to 2 weeks, typically a week. Again, it would depend on the size, but a standard football and baseball field combination, 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay. And are there any grants or funding programs available for these type of projects?
So there are multiple grants always coming down the pipeline, whether it's from Department of Energy, where it's allocated to the prime, where to the state energy office. Each state is a little different. They all have different rules and guidelines around that. Typically for athletic lighting, they can still fall under a grant or revolving loan. They'd probably more towards the revolving loan. The grant, there will be priorities, and typically the interior of facilities will have priority over an athletic stadium. That's just from personal past experience. Um, but there are different programs that help, and that's where we look state by state, state energy by state energy office to assist coming with the best strategic solution to be able to make sure that you get that funding. And we also help with the bonding process as well.
All right, well, seeing no more questions, I want to thank you, Chris, for your time and expertise today, and thank you to everyone who joined us. If anyone has any follow-up questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your AEPA state representative. If you're not sure who that is, you can go to aepacoop.org and click on the contact page. To find your state rep. Our next webinar will be held on April 15th and will feature Quill, who will talk about how schools and municipalities are addressing everyday operational needs. So we hope you'll join us again for that and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks.